Right. Namaste. Good morning. Super team. Just going to read a little description about yoga, what it is. So we have yoga is a living tradition, an oral tradition. The word yoga is best translated as integration, and I also know it as union with spirit, union with creator, source, also to yoke, to rein in. In simple terms, it means to yoke or to unite the body, mind, and spirit. Yoga practices include peace and well-being on every level of our lives: physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual. Yoga practices gather the energies of our bodies and minds to open our awareness. Yoga is compatible with any religious faith. Yoga students are given methods and encouraged to realize this direct and personal experience for themselves through their own practice, self-discipline, and study. Yoga is not really a philosophy as many people think, but is a series of techniques. It is a wonderful system of psychological and physiological self-disciplines, which leads to a rebalancing of the body and mind. Through primarily an oral tradition, certain aspects of its practice have been committed to writing. Patanjali's codified the oral traditions of the system approximately 5,000 years ago in the Yoga Sutras. In the Yoga Sutras, Patanjali describes yoga as an 8-step process known as Ashtanga. So, the 8 limbs of Patanjali's yoga are your yamas, which means restraints. So, in your thought, your word, and physical action. So, you practice ahimsa, which is non-violence. You practice satya, non-lying. Asteya, non-stealing. Brahmacharya, sexual responsibility. And aprigrahara, non-greed. So you have your yamas that you adhere to, and then your niyamas, observances. So physical purification or purity, your shachucha, your contentment, santosha, austerity, or tapas, your self-study, svadhyaya, and attunement of life, ishvar pradhana. So like a devotion to the divine. So you have your yamas 1, niyamas 2, asanas, which is the postures, which is number 3. They describe it as a comfortable and stable pose held while regulating your breath. Pranayama is number 4, regulation of prana or life force. Pratyahara, your sense withdrawal. So that's where you get to withdraw your sight, your smell, your hearing, your taste, your physical senses. And when you're able to pull all that in, rein all that in, you can find stillness where then you hear source and commune with spirit. So where you'd then enter into your 10th gate, your third eye of our body. We have 10 gates: our eyes, our nose, our mouth, anus, urethra, vagina, all belly button. All of those are going outwards with senses. And then our third eye is the one that we go into. So it's great while practicing yoga to focus on your third eye while you breathe. In Kundalini, we breathe in Sat, exhale Nam. You're saying, my name is truth. Truth is God, and my name is truth. And therefore, you can continue to focus on that third eye through meditation, through your practice. When I practice, I just keep saying, thank you, God, thank you, Creator, thank you, Source. Or I say, God's name, God's light, God's grace, God's glory, God's love, God's light, God's grace, God's glory, God's love, God's grace, God's light, God's glory. And then your mind isn't wandering. So the whole time you're just thinking about Source while observing your breath and observing your movements and allowing your body to balance and realign itself. So after sense withdrawal, number 5, then you get to concentration, your dharana. And at that point, you go into meditation, your dhyana. And then you get to be in samadhi, where you're contemplation and you're in the bliss. So the first 4 lead you to 5, where you can then withdraw your senses, where then you can concentrate on source, where then you can meditate in that space and feel the love of God and all creation, whatever you want to call it. And so there you go. There's your 8 limbs. So we got to take care of our body through proper diet and nutrition. Take care of our mind through these observances and practices and serving the community. Utilize our breath to purify our energy body and energize it. And I think that'll sum it up for this video. Give you just a little bit. Hopefully that inspires you to inquire more. I encourage you. There's Yogananda's book, Autobiography of a Yogi, which is on YouTube. You can listen to it on tape. There's not many texts that have been translated from any of the Indian teachers. Only a couple have came to our part of the world to support us in our times of blossoming from caterpillars to butterflies. So check out Autobiography of Yoga. There's some amazing stuff in there. Yoga Sutras. A book called How Yoga Works, which is really fun read, by Michael Roach, Kishi Michael Roach. He also does one, I believe, called The Secret Garden. Both of those were really great books. And I hope you enjoy. Life is not here. We're not here to observe life. It's not an observation. It's a participation sport. So you can hear all the things and watch all the things and do all the things, but if you're just sitting there watching someone else dance, you're not dancing. If you're not singing, you're not singing. If you're not praying, you're not praying. So what are you really doing? You're just sitting around watching things go by? Are you taking action, moving through uncomfortable feelings, thoughts, and positions with grace and ease? Or are you resisting the uncomfortable? Yoga really is about finding a comfortable place, moving into an uncomfortable position, surrendering to that, allowing it to become comfortable, and gracefully moving from one uncomfortable situation, thought, emotion to the next. That's why it's great for training your whole life. You get to find equanimity in all situations, and that's amazing. So may you find equanimity, balance, joy in all you do. Brother E Life, Joy of Yoga, signing off. Namaste. The light in me sees the light in you. Wake up and sage. Woo-hoo!